Good morning. Welcome. Take a nice comfortable seat. So, as you come to your mats, just move your inner thighs down, back and apart. So you can actually take a nice comfortable seat. So I've themed this class this morning. It's called Your View of the World is Confirmed Every Day. So when you wake up in the morning, sometimes you actually start off on a good footing, then it generally carries on throughout the rest of the day, whereas sometimes if you wake up in the morning, get out of bed, kick your toe on the edge of the bed and stub your toe, and then walk down the stairs, fall over the cat, burn your toast, then the rest of the day generally can follow suit. So sometimes when you just stop, take a breath, and then just breathe, then you can actually dictate the rest of your day. So when you come to your mat sometimes, and you come to your yoga mat, it's very easy to actually be on your mat and just think, peace, love, and happiness. And then you kind of get off your mat, get in your car, going down the road, somebody cuts you up. Next thing you know, you're kind of shouting, possibly. And then next thing you know, you're just kind of taken out of your stride again. So when you come to your mat, sometimes you're doing your yoga practice, and sometimes you kind of need to be able to take your yoga mat practice into the real world. So this is what we're going to be aiming to do today. So actually just getting into the flow of your breath, and then taking that, and then carry on the rest of the day. So just rest your hands on your thighs. Take full inhalation. And then as you exhale, just sigh the breath out. Just let the shoulders relax, and then close your eyes. And as the next breath comes in, just feel your spine lengthen with your breath. And then you keep that length in the spine, shoulders relaxed. And then as you exhale, you just let the weight of your body descend down and ground you back down into the floor. Then as the next breath comes in, let it be a full, vibrant breath. Fill the lungs completely. And just notice that stillness at the top of the breath. And then slowly, once again, releasing the breath, keeping the spine long. Just feel yourself grounding back down into the floor, into your mat, back down into the earth. And just bringing your hands in front of your heart. And then as you inhale, allow softness to come to the back of the eyes. Maybe lift your internal gaze so it looks at the point between your eyebrows. Let the tongue be soft in your mouth. And with that inward smile, just let the breath release from the body. You once again notice that stillness at the very end of the exhale. And allow that stillness to travel through the inhale and permeate every cell of your body. And once again at the top of the inhale, you reconnect with that stillness between the breath. And holding on to that stillness, allow the breath to release. And once again, at the bottom of the breath, there's that same stillness waiting for you. That same stillness is always present. So no matter what you're doing in your day, no matter how many times somebody may cut you up in your car, or you kick your toe on the corner of your bed, just stop, take a breath, re-establish yourself in that same stillness. The same stillness that's always present in the center of your heart. And we'll begin today's class with 3 Oms. So finish your exhale completely. Take a deep full inhale. To that stillness, just gently bow your heads. Release your hands. And inhale, slowly opening the eyes. Just move any blankets or blocks out of the way. Just extend your arms forward. And then just rock out, come into all fours. So as you come to all fours on your mat, just stay centered in that stillness. Bring your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Nip your knees underneath your hips. And then spreading the fingers wide so the space between your fingers is even. Bend your elbows a couple of inches out to the sides. And just allow the shoulder blades to nestle comfortably on the back of the heart. And then squeeze your forearms together to straighten your arms. Tuck your toes under. Fill your body completely with breath. And as you exhale, just lift up into downward facing dog. So as you come to your first downward facing dog of the day, just ground down through your hands, soften your knees slightly, and then broaden your inner knees so they're as wide as your inner ankles. And then begin to lift up onto the balls of your feet. Lift the hips up higher, and then begin to straighten your legs, keeping your knees broad. And then extending down from the heart, push down through the arms, lift up through the sitting bones, and then slowly begin to extend the heels towards the ground. Just take a few breaths here. Breathing through the nose. Keep squeezing the forearms together, lift the armpits away from the floor. And then full extension through the legs. Move the thigh bones back into the hamstrings. And then inhale. With a big kick up, step the left foot all the way up between the hands. Come up onto your fingertips, and then starting with your breath, take a full inhalation. Charge the back leg, get the back leg strong, and then lengthening the tailbone down towards your right heel. Extend long through your back leg. Descend through your front thigh. And then once again, just settle back into your breath. Keep extending long through the back heel. And softening between the shoulder blades. As you inhale, breathe into the back of the waistline, fill the kidneys. Extend longer through the right leg. And then stepping back to downward facing dog, ground in the hands. Take a moment. Pause in your breath. And then inhale. Second side, right foot forward. So spreading across the balls of the feet. Come up onto your fingertips. Again, starting with your inhale, full inhalation. Charge the back leg. Now drop the tailbone down towards your left heel and then extend long through the bones of your leg. Softening between the shoulder blades, extending out through the heart. One more breath. And then stepping it up to the front of your mat. Separate your feet hip-width distance apart. Walk your fingertips out in front of you. Then extend out of the waistline. Extend the crown of your head forward. And move your hips back. Begin to fire up your legs. Lift your kneecaps up. So the thighs are engaged, hamstrings are engaged. And then as you exhale, softly bow the front of your chest towards the front of your legs. And then just shake out the crown of the head. Take hold of your elbows. So as you take hold of your elbows, imagine you've got some weights just extending down through your arms. So your elbows are scraping the top of your feet. Keep your legs fully engaged. Just let the back of the neck become long. Legs toned. And then releasing your hands, just roll up one vertebrae at a time. Just keeping your arms heavy and just unfurl the spine all the way up. Now just checking the alignment with your feet, grounding down through the feet. Push your hands onto your hips, then just push down through the leg bones. And then from that power of rooting down into the earth, inhale, rise up. Roll the shoulder blades down the back of the body, heart extends forward. Now just releasing your arms down. Come to Tadasana. Waiting for your breath, let the breath begin, and let the arms just rise upon that breath. Full engagement in the legs, full extension through the arms. Exhale, just bringing the palms together, hands to the heart. Releasing the arms down, and then inhale, rise up. And then as you exhale, once again, just releasing the breath, feel the weight of your body racing down through your legs, grounding you into the earth. Release down. Inhale. Full stretch up, all the way through to the fingertips. And then as you exhale, bow forward this time, folding from the waistline, take the fingertips to the floor. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale. Step the right leg all the way back into a long lunge. This time, ground your right knee. Bring your hands to your front thigh. Now move the thigh bones back into the sockets. Move your hips back. Now, keeping the thighs moving back, tuck the tailbone under, and then begin to lunge deeper. Begin to descend, lengthening through the right hand side of the body. And then from the power of the breath, lengthen the spine. Lift up. Then as you exhale, begin to descend deeper, keeping the spine lifting, the heart lifting. And then begin to take the gaze up towards the sky. Just listen to the quality of your breath. Let it be smooth all the way through the inhale, all the way through the exhale. Wait for your breath. On the next inhale, take the arms alongside the ears. Spread the fingers wide. And then from that power, from the back of the heart, extend the arms towards the sky. Make it a full offering of the pose, lifting up. Exhale, releasing the hands down to the floor, step back to downward facing dog. Second side, right foot forward. Grounding the left knee. Hands to the front thigh. Inhale, lift up. So as you inhale, Scissor the legs together. So there's this line down the middle of your mat. You're squeezing your legs towards that midline of your mat and also scissoring your legs together, dragging your left knee forward, the right heel drags back. So this is the center point, the focal point's in the pelvis, and from that power of the legs drawing in, tuck the tailbone under, lift up through the heart, and then exhale, descend deeper through the front leg. So as you descend through the front thigh, you're lengthening through the front of the left hip. Inhale, lift up through the heart. Good, exhale, release down. So listen once again to your breath. Don't lose that connection to the breath. Find that stillness in between each breath. Inhale, take the arms all the way up to the sky. And then exhale, releasing the hands to the floor. This time step forward to the front of your mat. Separate the feet hip-width distance apart. Extend out of the waistline. Take the fingertips forward. And then pushing the feet down into the floor, begin to straighten your legs to your own degree. Extend out of the waistline. And then as you exhale, begin to hollow the belly towards the spine. Fold the chest of your legs. And lengthen. Extend down through the crown of the head towards the floor. Good. Inhale, come halfway up. This time, exhale, stepping it back to plank. So come into an upward push-up position. So looking back at your toes, just make sure your feet are hip-width distance apart. See if you can spread through the ball of the feet. Now keep the legs engaged. Scoop the tailbone down towards your heels so there's a tone to your lower belly. And then soften between your shoulder blades. Just put a micro bend in your arms. So the softening in the elbow joints. Feel the muscles between your shoulder blades activate. Extend out through the heels more. So notice as you come into this pose, you've got to still find that connection in the center of your breath. And from that stillness, you find steadiness. And then as you exhale, just slowly release all the way to the floor. Lengthen your feet out behind you. Ground the tops of your feet. So as you ground the tops of your feet, your kneecaps actually lift up away from the floor. So your legs are toned here. And from that power, scoop the tailbone under. Grounding the hands, lift the front of your shoulders up. And then waiting for your breath. On your breath, inhale, come halfway up. Keep a slight bend in the elbows. Grounding the hands. And soften the shoulders away from the ears. And then as you exhale, unfurl the spine all the way down to the floor. Good. Just twice more with your breath. Shoulders up, tops of the feet ground, tailbone scoops under. And then inhale. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Heart extends forward, lift up. Exhale. Release down. Last time. Inhale with the breath. Begin to rise. Keep a slight bend in the elbows. And as you exhale, release down. Tucking the toes under, push back to all fours. Starting with your breath. Inhale, full breath. Exhale, sweep it back, downward facing dog. Couple more breaths here. Fire up the legs. Lift up through the sitting bones. And then one more breath. And then with a big kick, step the left foot forward. This time come to Parsvakonasana, side angle stretch. So ground your right heel. So your back foot's flat. So if you take a line from the back of your left heel all the way back to the arch of your right foot, bring your left elbow top of your left thigh, and then your right hand to your right hip. Now spread across the ball of the back foot. So as you spread through the ball of the back foot, look at your right foot. See if you can lift the inner arch. So if you ground the outer edge of your back foot, the arch of your right foot will actually lift. Then keeping that connection with the outer edge of your right foot, begin to descend your left thigh to 90 degrees. And with your right hand on your right hip, begin to just gently extend down through that right hip, push down through the leg bones, and then descend your left thigh another couple of inches deeper. Now just check that your left knee is directly over the top of your left ankle, and that the left-hand side of your left thigh is parallel with the left-hand side of your mat. If it's not, just move your left knee to the left slightly. Now just gently grounding down through your left elbow on the top of your left thigh, rotate the underside of your ribcage up towards the sky. Now with your right hand, spin your right hand behind your back, wriggle it in, take hold of the top of your left thigh. If it doesn't go around to your left thigh, just grab your left the back of your t-shirt or the back of your shorts. Now keeping the underside of the ribcage lifting, then take your gaze up towards the sky, look over your top shoulder. Now filling the back of your waistline. So with your hand and your arm behind your back, try and puff up your kidneys more. Push your kidneys into your arm, and then begin to root down through the legs and extend out through the crown of the head. Now releasing your right arm, take your right arm alongside your ear towards the front of the room, palm face down. Keep opening up the chest towards the sky. And then exhale, release the hands down, rock on the back foot, and then just lightly jump switch or step second side. Grounding the left heel, take it to the left. So again, just check your alignment. So the heel of your right foot to the arch of your left. Left hand to left hip, right elbow to top of the right thigh. Good. Mike, step your left foot, your back foot back a little bit further. It'll make it actually easier. Good. Now descend your right thigh, but at the same time, as you descend through the front leg, keep the outer edge of your left foot firmly grounding down towards the floor, so the arch of your back foot starts lifting. And from that power in the back leg, then descend your front leg. Sweep your left arm around, take hold of the top of your right thigh. Good. Then once again, from that power in your breath, breathe into the back of the waistline, push your kidneys into your left forearm, and then revolve, look over your top shoulder. Open it up, full expression of the pose. Now releasing the left hand, extend forward with the left arm. Palm facing down, good. Good, keep tucking the right buttock under more. Go, froggy. And then exhale, release the hands to the floor, step back to plank. Good. Once again, inhale, full breath, fill the back of the waistline. So again, puff up into the back of the kidneys. And then from that fullness in the back of the body, fullness in the breath, lengthen your tailbone down towards your heels. So there's a tone to your lower belly. Good. Now soften your elbows. Now feel the muscles between your shoulder blades activate. Now keeping the back of the heart soft, begin to squeeze your forearms together and extend longer through your heels. Good. Another 30 seconds in this pose, you'll be fine. You can smile, it's allowed. Push out through your heels more, lift the front of your thighs up. Good, another 2 breaths. Good, and then slowly, on the next exhale, release all the way down to the floor. Then roll over your toes, come up into cobra, grounding the top of your feet, tailbone tucks under, lift the heart up, extend the heart forward, relax the shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, roll back over your toes, downward facing dog. Good. Good. Inhale, raise the left leg straight up behind you. Good. Now bending the left leg, open up the left knee, open up the pelvis towards the sky. But notice your right armpit's going to want to drop here, so keep lifting your right armpit up so the back of your shoulder girdle remains square to the floor. Good. Now take the outer right heel down towards the floor, so you feel more of a lengthening in the back of the right leg. Good. One more breath, then exhale, step the left foot all the way up between the hands. Good. Stay up on the ball of the back foot this time. Bring your hands to your front thigh. So right heel lifted, and then bow forward over your front leg. Engage the back leg as you inhale, and then lengthening the tailbone down, push out through the right heel, descend the front leg. Bring your hands to your waistline. Again, as the poses become a little bit harder, more challenging, you've got to find that connection with your breath. So listen to the quality of your breath. Inhale, full inhalation. Exhale, descend the front thigh. Push longer through the back heel. Breathe into the back of the waistline. And then inhale, take the arms up towards the sky. Good. Good. Imagine you're trying to shine your heart up towards the sky. Lean back. Exhale, release the hands to the floor. Grounding the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Second side, raising the right leg this time. Good. Squeeze the forearms together more. Bend the right knee, take the outer left heel down towards the floor. Good. Step it forward with the right leg. Come up into crescent lunge to the right. Good. Hands to the front thigh first of all. Bow forward, breathe into the back of the waistline, and then strongly extend long through the bones of the back leg. Take the arms all the way up to the sky. Good. Begin to push out more through the back leg. Lift the left kneecap up higher. Good. Exhale, release the hands to the floor. Then either stepping back to downward facing dog and taking a couple of breaths there, or you can move back through the vinyasa. If you want to go back to plank, and then down either to the floor into cobra, or to chaturanga dandasana into upward facing dog. Then go through the vinyasa. Just listen to your breath. Let the breath be the instigator of the movement. And then everyone back to downward facing dog. Good. Perfect. So spread your fingers a little more. So, yeah, good. Keep this grounded, base of the index finger. Good. Good. Inhale, raise the left leg once again, back to the first side. Good. Look forward, step the left foot all the way up between the hands. This time, ground your right knee and bring your hands to your front thigh. So from this power in the legs, you've got to squeeze the legs together. So squeezing towards the midline of your mat, and then imagine you're taking the right knee down into the floor and scooping it forward. And from that power of taking the energy down into the floor, you rise up, move thighs back, hips back. And now scoop the tailbone under, and then begin to lunge deeper through the front of the right hip, descending the left thigh. Then again, don't allow the belly to kind of just extend forward. Breathe back into the body. Breathe into the back of the kidneys, back of the waistline. Lift up. Then as you exhale, revolve. Take your right elbow to the outside of your front thigh. Good. Bring your left hand into prayer position. Now with that power in the hands, in the simple mudra, just gently draw the hands into one another. Ground the back of your right arm on the top of your left thigh. And then take the left shoulder blade down away from the ear onto the back of the heart, and then revolve deeper into the pose. Now to go deeper into the pose, activate the back ankle, the back shin, so this midline down the mat, squeeze it in towards the midline, and then from that power of hugging towards the midline, you can actually begin to go deeper, unfurling, unraveling the spine towards the sky. Good. If this is enough, stay here. If you want to go deeper into the pose, you can take your right hand to the outside of your front foot, and then take your left arm up towards the sky. So just go to wherever you feel comfortable. Good. That's it. Take this arm out towards Pam. Take the arm towards Pam. There you go. Now shrug the arm back into the socket. Now keep the arm straight. Now draw the arm back. Now take it up. Yeah, how's that feel? A bit more freedom in the shoulder? Good. Now look up towards the sky. Look up towards your left hand. There we go. One more breath. Then inhale to come out. Ground the hands. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Good. Well done. And then pause. So this is the point where you get the benefit of the pose. As you come out of the deep twist, with the next few breaths, you're actually nourishing your internal organs with fresh oxygen. Good. And then taking it to the second side, raise the right leg and step the right leg forward. And then grounding your left knee. Good. Inhale, once again, fire up the foundation. So scissor towards the midline. So this line down the middle, squeeze in, and then draw the left knee forward, right heel back. And then from that power in the pelvis, inhale, lift up, drop the tailbone under. And then as you exhale, revolve, take your left elbow to the outside of your front thigh. So, good. Take your right hand into prayer position. Good. Take a couple of breaths here. And then begin to squeeze the back shin, back ankle in towards the midline. And then begin to revolve deeper into the pose. Good girl. There. Squeezing more with this back heel. Good. That's better. Good. Couple more breaths. With each exhale, you can go slightly deeper into the pose. And if you want to take your left hand down to the floor, take your right hand up towards the sky, feel free. And then when you're ready, inhale to come out, ground the hands, step back to downward facing dog. And pause. Sorry? Oh. And grounding your hands, spread your fingers wide. Good, and pause. Reconnect to that breath, that place of stillness between the breath. And then when you're ready, bend your knees and step or lightly jump up to the front of your mat. Good. Take in full inhalation, come halfway up. Then exhale, fold in deep, chest to the front of your thighs. Good.
Bring your hands to your waistline. Now with your hands on your hips, push your hips back, draw the shoulder blades onto the back of the body. Push down through the legs. So you ground down to rise up. Inhale, come all the way to standing. Sweep the hands high to the sky. And then exhale, release your hands to your heart. Releasing your arms down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, float forward, bow down to the floor. Inhale, come halfway up. And then moving through the vinyasa, ground the hands, bend the knees, lightly jump back to plank or step. Then exhale softly, or either to the floor, come up into cobra, or to chaturanga dandasana, over the toes into upward facing dog. Then as you exhale, roll back over your toes. Listen to your breath. So you're moving with your breath, and pause. Now inhale, raise the left leg. Good. Big kick, step the left foot forward. Ground your right heel. This time come back to Parsvakonasana, side angle stretch. So get your stance wide enough that you're going to move into Trikonasana. So the foot position from Parsvakonasana to Trikonasana should be the same. So Michael, take your left foot a little bit further forward. Good. Now take your left hand to the outside of your left foot. So if you've got a block, or you know your hamstrings are a little bit tight, you can move a block to the outside of your front foot. Now grounding down through the big toe, take your hand onto that one. Good. So the inner edge of your left foot, spread across through the ball of the foot, ground down through the front foot, and begin to straighten your left leg into Trikonasana. Good. With your right hand on your right hip, once again, from that power in the back leg, root down to rise up. Now begin to revolve your belly, your chest, your ribs, all the way up to the sky. Look over your top shoulder. Now take your arm out horizontal to the floor, straight out in front of you. So towards the side wall over here. So now from that power, extend out. So disconnect your arm, just so you kind of feel what it feels like. Now, just as a point of reference, keep your arm sort of out of alignment. Try and take your arm up towards the sky and kind of feel what happens. The kind of ball of muscle, your deltoid, actually will crowd your shoulder. So take your arm back out horizontal. Now, plug the arm back into the socket. So keeping the arm, pull it all the way back into the socket. Now, from that place, moving from the base of the arm, take the right hand towards the sky. Good. Ground the outer edge of your right foot more, the back foot. That's better. Good. And then look up towards the right hand. Good. So the outer edge of your right foot's lifted. So yeah. Good. Straighten your left leg a bit more. So if you need to come up onto your fingertips, it's left hand. Good. Good. One more breath. And then exhale, take the right arm all the way back down to the floor. Now pivot on the back foot. This time step forward to the front of your mat. Inhale halfway. And then exhale with a big kick. Step the left leg back. So step the left foot all the way to the back of your mat. So you're going to move into the pose by stepping back into the pose, into Trikonasana. Grounding your left heel will automatically accentuate the inner spiral of the back leg. So left hand to the left hip, and then begin to straighten your right leg to your own degree. So if you need to take the block to the outside of your front foot, and do so. Good. Then as you straighten this front leg, take the left arm all the way out to the side. Take it horizontally out. Now keep plugging it back into the socket. Draw it back, and from the base of the arm, move up. So the left shoulder blade moves down the back of the body and rises up through full extension through the left arm. Good. Good. 2 more breaths. And when you're ready, 1 more breath. Good. Lean back more. Go back, 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 back. Yeah, good. That's much better. Still breathing? Good. Exhale, take the hands to the floor, step back, downward facing dog. Good. Good. When you're ready, look forward. Step your right foot all the way up between your hands. Now this time, walk your hands around to the left. You're going to, so bring it out to the left, and now ground your left heel. And bring your feet to parallel. So bring your hands to the left and bring your feet to parallel. Standing wide-legged forward bend. Now take your fingertips underneath your shoulders and just take a moment here to actually engage your legs fully. So before you fold in, just straighten your arms, and again, plug your arms back into the sockets. And just soften your knees ever so slightly. So just put a micro bend in your legs, and from that softness in the back of your knees, I want you to push your feet straight down into the floor. So both the inner and outer edges of your feet move straight down into the floor. Now, isometrically draw the feet towards one another. So it's as if you're standing on a sheet of ice and you're trying to stop your legs from splaying out. Now, pull your feet in and then draw the energy up from the ground, up through your legs, and straighten your legs. So the thighs engage fully. Good. Now, from that point of power of rising up, extend long through the spine. Then, as you exhale, folding, hinging from the waistline, fold in. Take the crown of the head towards the floor. So as you fold into this pose, don't allow the legs to bend. Keep that full connection down into the floor and rise up. Good. Good. Take a few more breaths here. Just relax into the pose. And again, as these poses become harder, so your breath will sometimes begin to catch. So again, breathing through your nose, listen to the quality of your breath. Oh, good. And then inhale, come halfway up. Now this time, walk your hands over to the left. Place your right hand on the outside of your left ankle. So your right hand onto the outside of your left ankle. Now, walk your left hand over your head in front of you. So you're twisting, revolving out, looking out underneath the left armpit. Now notice your right hip's going to want to drop here. So fire up the right leg more. Pull energy up. Good, Amy. Pull up through the right leg. And then from that power, once again, unwind the spine, look out, and begin to revolve out. See if you can look out, see the person in front of you. Good. Sean, turn your right foot in ever so slightly. Good. Good. One more breath. Take it deeper on the exhale, then inhale to come out. Pause, and then take it to the second side. Walk your hands over to the right. Take the left hand to the outside of your right foot. Take a moment. So again, as you begin to turn towards the right, your left hip's going to want to drop. So draw energy up from the left leg, from that firm grounding down into the floor. Pull energy up into the left hip. Then begin to spiral, unwind the spine. Good. Turn out. Look out underneath the right armpit. Good. And then inhale to come out. Take a moment. Ground the hands and step or lightly jump the feet together. Inhale, come halfway up. Hands on the waistline, shoulder blades back. Then inhale to rise. Good. And then pause. Turn, step to the front of your mats. Then as you come to the front of your mats, once again, just take a moment, just pause, ground down through the feet, spread through the toes. Make sure your feet are parallel. So if you take a line between the second and third toes, have them parallel to the front of your mat. Bring your hands to your waistline. Inhale. Take a full inhalation, rise up. Get the legs strong. Then this time, exhale, step the right foot about 3 feet back, and then begin to straighten your left leg. So, Pam, try your other right leg back. So this time, take, with the hands on the waistline, keep the left leg strong, take the right hip forward, left hip back. So the pelvis is staying, remain square to the front edge of your mat. Inhale, rise up. Good. Now keep lifting up through the heart. Now rooting down through the back leg, begin to fold from the waistline, and then begin to extend out over the top of the front thigh, and begin to melt the center of your heart down towards your left shin. And release your fingertips to the floor. So as you come down with your fingertips, once again, inhale, just lengthen out halfway. Shift your left hip back, take your right hip forward, and begin to turn your inner belly towards the left leg. And then begin to exhale, fold in deeper. Good. So as you fold forward, your left leg is going to want to bend. So try and resist that temptation. Keep drawing up more powerfully through the left leg. Move the thigh bones of the left leg back into the hamstrings. Good. Good. And just melt from the back of the heart. Soften in the back of the heart. Just melt all the way through the body. And keep lengthening the spine forward over this left leg. Good. One more breath. Take it deeper on the exhale. Then inhale, come out. Step forward. Pause. And just notice the difference in your legs. And then when you're ready, inhale, come all the way up. Hands on the waistline, lift up. Pause. Just take a moment. Full inhalation, rise up. Then exhale, second side. Left leg back. Good. So as you take the left leg back, once again, find the connection in the earth from the floor. You get the energy from the ground, from the earth, rise up through the legs. Take your left hip forward, and with your right hand, just gently remind your right hips to move back. Now, fire up the right thigh. So sometimes as you go into this pose, you can find that your right thigh can actually go to sleep. So actually drag your right heel back. So as you drag your right heel back, the back of your hamstring will actually engage more. Good. You can peel the first 4 toes of your right foot off the floor. Keep the big toe grounded. Then as you go forward, lengthen those toes down, but keep drawing the foot back, and then begin to extend long over the right leg. Keep the right thigh engaged. So if you just take your right hand, kind of just palpate your palpate your right thigh. Just make sure it's still engaged. Pam, step your left foot a little bit further forward, so you're not quite as long in the pose. Take your left foot. Make it actually a little bit easier for you. So see how your left heel's lifted. That's it. Good. Just by narrowing the stance, you can get the left heel to ground more easily. When you're ready, on the next inhale, step forward. Come to the front of your mats, lengthen out halfway, and then exhale, fold in. So again, just make sure your feet are parallel, so the foundation is actually square. So if you find that if your foundation's off by a couple of millimeters, by the time you actually get to your hips, it can be out by a couple of inches. And then when you're ready, hands on the waistline, shoulder blades on the back of the body, inhale and rise. root down to rise up. Good. And then take a breath. And Lucinda, can I borrow you a minute? I'm going to go into handstand. So place your hands for me. Come up to come to the front of my mat here. Place your hands back here. Good. So we're going to do this with partners. Just making sure you're not going to hit this. So when you're ready, take one leg up off the floor. Good. So from here, she's going to keep her shoulder blades magnetized on the back of the body, arms straight and strong. And from the power of the inner thigh lifting, she's going to begin to lift up through the inner thigh. And then with a partner, in a moment, you're just going to be able to lift up from the power and lift up. Catch your partner's hips. Good. Once you've got your partner's hips, don't grab the legs, otherwise they're going to feel constricted. So move from the hips, squeeze the hips in, and she should be able to lengthen fully. Good. Good. And if she's strong in this pose, what you can do is move one hand, and grab your wrist in between the thighs and squeeze in. Squeeze in even more. Good. Squeeze in and lift up. So she's using the power of her inner thighs on my wrist. Squeeze up, go for it. Good. Then when you're ready, release my hand and then slowly come back down. Perfect. Beautiful. Well done. Thank you. When you're ready, find a friend, find a partner, and give it a go. So there should be an even amount of people here. So, 3, I'll work with Carl actually. Yeah, okay. How you doing? Feeling strong? Okay, place your hands on me, please. Okay, so raise the top leg. So whichever leg it is. Now keep the arms strong. Squeeze in with the inner thigh. And when you're ready, you're going to jump and spring off this lower leg. So square the back of the pelvis. Keep lifting up through the inner thigh. So the inner thigh lifts faster than the outer thigh. When you're ready. Good. There we go. Push up. Feet together. Feet together. Good. Lift up. Lift up. Push up more through the heels. Good. Now bring the feet together. Good. And when you're ready, release down. Take one leg down. Well done. Good work. So when you're doing, if you go in from behind, because if she needs to come down quickly, she won't be able to come down. So, okay, shall I help here? Okay, Pam. Okay, so when you're assisting, stand to one side when you're ready. So she's going to lift off, spring off this leg. Oh, they're going to push off a little bit harder. No, stop. Whoa, stop. Okay, come into downward facing dog for me. Okay, raise one leg for me. Step one leg in. No, first, come back down. Step this leg in slightly. Now take this leg up. Now keep your arms strong. Now with this power on this leg, when you're ready, you're going to spring off this leg, kick up. There we go, perfect. Now squeeze the feet in, push up through the heels. Good. There we go, how's that feel? Still breathing? When you're ready, take one leg back down. Good, well done. Have you been up yet? Okay, if you've both had a go, quick go. So come to downward facing dog for me, please. So I'll just get you up quickly. So step one leg in, and then take this leg up. Keep the arms straight. When you're ready, spring off the lower leg. There we go. Let's straighten the arms. There we go. And when you're ready, good, come back down. And coming down facing dog, well done. Then when you're ready, bend your knees and then come down to all fours. Spin your legs around. Extend your left leg forward. Then you're going to come into Janusharshasana, so bring your right foot back to the inner edge of your left leg. Good. Now bring your hands either side of your front foot. Now grab hold of your thigh, roll your inner thigh, so hands either side of the front leg. Inhale, lift up. Now turn your inner belly towards the straight leg. Keep lifting up, extending up. Now as you revolve, keep lifting at the same time. Then as you exhale, keep lifting out of the waistline and begin to fold and lengthen over the front leg. Good. So as you go into the pose, even though the literal translation of this pose is head to knee pose, just think about taking the center of your heart as opposed to your head. You keep the back of your heart soft, so you keep it lengthening out of the waistline. One more breath. And then on the next inhale, come up, second side. Extend the right leg forward, left leg back. Good. And again, grounding the inner edge of your straight leg. So grab hold of the thigh, roll the inner thigh down towards the floor. And then from that strong foundation, bring your hands either side of your straight leg. Take a breath, inhale, lift. And then exhale, that's fine. And then exhale, lengthen out over the straight leg. So pull the baby toe side of the front leg of your right foot back towards your face and begin to keep extending through the base of your big toe. When you're ready, inhale, come up. So when you're ready, find a partner in a moment. You're going to sit facing each other doing Upper Vishuddhasana. So Amy, can you come and join me for a minute? So obviously helps if you're actually at equal size. Obviously we are. So take your legs wide. So the person who's got the feet on the outside, before you fold in, take your inner thighs down to the floor. So the person's got the feet on the outside. Imagine you're doing like a really wide stair master or thigh master. So now squeeze into my feet, push into my feet. Keep pushing in. Try and actually close my legs. Keep going. Keep going, push in. So she's going to find that her thigh is going to start burning in a minute. Smoke's going to start rising. So keep squeezing in, push in, push in, push in. And now relax, inhale, relax. Then pause, then give me your hands. Then with your partner, so you're not just kind of yanking them down to the floor, although she's made of rubber, so she can go down there anyway. But you're not just kind of just pulling them straight down. Think of actually lifting them up out of the waistline so they get as much height as possible. Keep squeezing in, squeezing in. So when you're assisting your partner, you can actually feel if they're working their thighs. So you're going to try and lift them out of the waistline and then begin to fold them down. And then, I told you she's made of rubber. And then from this point, she can just kind of softly melt down. So when you're ready, inhale, come up. Good, thank you very much. Perfect. So find a friend, give it a go. So when you're doing this pose, another thing to remember is when you go down into this pose, is don't shorten the front of your body. So as you go down into the pose, don't do that. So this distance between your navel to your neck stays the same all the way through the pose. Debbie, shall I work with you? Okay. Come over this way a minute. Come on to. Yeah, you put your legs on the outside of mine, so I can. No, that's fine. You don't have to be as rubbery as Amy, so. I wasn't expecting that. So you squeeze in first of all. So squeeze in first of all. Squeeze in. So you feel where your inner thighs should be working. Yeah? Good. Then pull the baby toes back towards your face. Then pause. Then begin to draw the legs towards one another, squeeze in, and then lengthen out of the waistline, and then begin to fold in. So keep your arms pulling back into the sockets. Yeah, good. So you won't go down as deeply as if you kind of disconnect your arms. Just keep pulling your arms back into the sockets. That's it. When you're ready, inhale, come up. Hold on, thanks. So another thing to remember is trying to keep your arms kind of somewhat engaged into your shoulder girdle without your arms kind of whoosh, shooting out. When you've both had a go, then you come back to your mats and come lie on your backs. It's made of rubber, don't worry. So keep your arms plugged into your sockets. There you go. So you won't go as deeply into the pose, but you've got to move from back here, not from the front of your body. Okay. And when you're ready, that's it. You can give your friend a massage if you like at the same time. And when you're ready, come lie on your backs. So bend your knees, bring your feet flat on the floor. Separate your feet hip-width distance apart. And then just take a breath, full inhalations. If you just reach forward with your fingertips, you should be able to just reach and touch the outer edges of your ankles. Take a full inhalation, lift up, and just slide the shoulder blades underneath you so they become the foundation for the back of your heart. And when you're ready, take a breath and just lift the hips 3 inches up off the floor. Now interlace your hands behind your back. So as you interlace your hands, roll your biceps out so the shoulder blades slide underneath you. Lift your heart, lift your hips. Use your breath, lift up. Now making sure your feet, so you won't be able to see your feet, but just feel if your feet are actually parallel. So the natural tendency here is for the feet to turn out. So you may need to turn your big toes in ever so slightly. And bring your feet a little bit closer together. Good. And might bring your big toes in slightly, even more. Good. Then, as you ground down through your feet, begin to lift your hips up. Then ground very gently through the back of your skull so the front of your throat opens. Lift your heart up. Now with your feet connected to the floor, don't actually move your feet, but energetically try and pull your feet towards your shoulders. So as if you're trying to slide your feet towards your shoulders. And then from that power of the feet drawing back, you'll feel your hamstrings engage. And then from the heart, push the knees forward. So you're shifting more of the energy and the weight into the front of the legs, into the front of the knees. So it's like an ellipse of energy from the feet drawing back to the shoulders and the base of the heart, and from the heart extending out through your knees. And from that power of that ellipse, you can then begin to lift the hips higher towards the sky. Good. And then exhale. Just let the hips come down, move the hands out of the way, just let the back body settle into the floor. Good. And just breathe. Again, reconnect with that stillness between each breath. And when you're ready, cross your right leg over your left. Bring your arms out to shoulder width distance. Take a deep, full inhalation. And then exhale. Let the knees fall open to the right. And then turn the gaze, look over your left shoulder. So as your knees go to the right, your left shoulder blade is going to want to lift up. So ground down through the back of your left shoulder blade. So it's just the weight of your right leg assisting your left knee to come down to the floor. Allow your lower back to arch. Just a couple more breaths. And then when you're ready, inhale, come up, change it second side. Take a full inhalation, then as you exhale, just let the knees fall open to the left. Then turn your gaze, look over your right shoulder blade. Take a full inhalation. It's okay. When you're ready, inhale, come up. And then extending your legs out along the line of the floor. Take your head in your hands. Just lift your head up. Just actually look, physically look along the line of the body. Just make sure you're actually in line. Then as you release your head back down to the floor, extend long through the back of the skull. Release your head down to the floor. Bring your arms beside you. And then I'll put so you may want to put your glasses on your chest. And then as you come into Shavasana, just take a full inhalation. And then just sigh the breath out. Just release the breath. Just release the body into the floor, into the earth. Just let the fingers just gently curl. Backs of the hands heavy. The back of your eyes soften. Just let your tongue be soft in your mouth. Begin to lengthen your inhale. The power of the breath. Bring your awareness back into the room, back into your body. Follow the stillness from between the breath. Allow it to permeate every cell of your body. Moving your fingers, your toes. When you're ready, keep your eyes closed. Just bend your knees, roll to the right, and moving very slowly, just come up to sitting. And then bring your hands back in front of your heart. So as you sit at the end of your class, the end of your practice, take a deep full inhalation, rise up out of the waistline, extend the spine tall, rise up through the crown of the head. Let the mind settle at the top of the breath. It's in this remembrance of holding on to that stillness. You can remember that your viewpoint dictates the day. And your view of the world is confirmed every day. So choose wisely. Take a deep full inhalation. With great love, respect, and humility, I'll gently bow my head. Namaste.